YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be talking about a huge injury update that Ron Rivera had to spew to us today during his press conference. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when new content is posted to the channel like this one. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Washington Commanders, they're back. They're off of the bye week. The first day of practice for the big game versus the Giants is tomorrow, Wednesday. It's great to have the boys back, man, and we have to be locked in for the day, for the upcoming game. Now, before we get into the injury report, I do want to talk about what Ron Rivera said about just this game and upcoming games. He said, honestly, bro, every single game from here on out is a playoff game, okay? And it starts with the Giants one at home, okay? It's pretty much win or go home, okay? Because if the Washington Commanders win this Sunday night versus the Giants, that's pretty much like an 88 to 90% chance they get in the playoffs, okay? But if they lose, their chances to make the playoffs plummet all the way down to like 30%. So I definitely, definitely think the Washington Commanders' chances to make the playoffs is obviously riding on this game here this Sunday night. So the Washington Commanders have a heavy task in front of them, and basically Ron Rivera alluded to that being in his press conference today. But he also talked about some huge injury news. The Washington Commanders, they pretty much went into the bye week pretty banged up, as they had a ton of injuries, and they were pretty much minor. Now, the only injury that was pretty significant was to center Tyler Larsen, as he has a dislocated kneecap, and he is pretty much done for the remaining of the year. And again, we already spoke on that previous video, but it definitely is a blow to the offensive line, because not only did we lose Chase Roulier for the second straight year, but now we're losing Tyler Larsen. He was really a stable piece to this offensive line, filling in for Chase Roulier, but hopefully Nick Martin could come right in and do the same thing, because like I spoke on before, the center has a big task, man. It's not just snapping the ball. That's a huge task in itself, because you got to get the right snap, snap count. You got to have the right kind of snap to the quarterback. And then you also got to help out with setting the protection and stuff like that, and identifying things, and just a big task as a center, man. And you got to kind of feel for the quarterback, because they constantly switching those things. You got to have a stable center, bro. So that's that in itself. But getting into the injury report that Ron Rivera spoke on today, the first guy that he talked about was cornerback Benjamin St-Juste. As we know, cornerback Benjamin St-Juste has missed the last game with the ankle injury that he sustained in the Houston game. So that he spoke on that today, and he said basically Benjamin St-Juste is trending in the right direction for Sunday, and that is huge. We need Benjamin St-Juste back, because we've been missing him the last couple of weeks with I think the Atlanta game. We missed him in that one, and then obviously in the Giants game last week we've missed him. So he's had basically 3 weeks off to heal that ankle. Hopefully it is good. Hopefully he can play. But obviously we're going to see throughout the week whether he participates in practice and stuff like that. And if he even participates in practice, it's all about how he feels the next day. But I have a good feeling about Juice playing this Sunday. Then the next person he talked about was the big guy, the Chase Young news, okay? He said this about Chase Young. Chase is trending in the right direction, and it seems to be pretty confident that he'll play on Sunday. He sat down and talked with Chase Young, and he is in a good he's pretty confident about him playing this Sunday. And again, like we spoken with Chase Young at nauseum, at this point it's not the knee. The knee is good, okay? The knee is fine. It's all about him getting over the mental hurdle, okay? It's all about him getting out there, being comfortable and ready to play, okay? And with Chase Young's mental hurdle, the only way he gets over that is if he plays, okay? You're not going to get over that by sitting on the bench, watching, or hitting the dummies in practice. You got to go out there and get comfortable by playing, okay? I keep using this same analogy because it reigns true. You're not going to get comfortable by driving by just doing it in the parking lot or just watching. The only way you get comfortable by driving is getting out there on the road and doing it, okay? Same here. The only way Chase Young is going to get comfortable by playing and, you know, getting back to his old self is going out there doing it, man. Once he gets back to his old self and see that it's just ball again, he doesn't have to worry about people falling over his knee, being scared. Once he get back to that, we'll have that old Chase Young back. And I'm pretty confident in his ability to play. Now, I will say this. If it comes Saturday or early Sunday that Chase Young doesn't play, I'm done with him this year. Like, I'm done with him, and I'll see him in 2023. That's how I'm carrying the situation from now on, because we hear week in and week out that he's close to playing, and then we just don't put him out there the next week, right? So then the next guy that we have to talk about is Montez Sweat and James Smith-Williams. They're both in concussion protocol, but could be back at practice as early as tomorrow or Thursday. Now, here is the thing with Montez Sweat and James Smith-Williams. I don't even remember seeing Montez Sweat sustain the concussion, but I do remember not seeing him as much as we typically do in the Giants game. So it comes out that he has a concussion. And I think this week pretty much gave him, you know, a week off to really rest that concussion. But again, you don't know how severe these things are, okay? People who heal from concussions differently, okay? And again, we don't know the severity of it. So me assuming that he could play or have a good chance of playing, you never know. Okay, but I'm definitely going to go out on a limb and says he possibly plays. But again, we don't know the severity of this thing. The same can be said for James Smith-Williams. So even though I can come up here on Tuesday night saying he'll play and he has a good chance to play, he can come up Sunday and he's not feeling well and he hasn't passed the test and concussion protocol to be cleared to play. So same can be said for both those guys. But again, I'm going off of what Ron Rivera says. It's a pretty good chance that they play Sunday, and they could be back at practice as early as tomorrow or Thursday. So we'll see. And then linebacker James Smith-Williams, this is also another big one. Jamin Davis has surgery, guys. He had surgery during the bye weekend. He had a procedure on his thumb over the bye week, and before you get freaked out about it, it's his thumb. And it was a planned surgery, okay? So we don't got to worry about Jamin not playing on Sunday. He will be out there Sunday night playing, but it was definitely a thing to note that he definitely got some surgery there throughout the bye week. But again, he is going to play, and he has to be huge on Sunday night. We need him. We're already without Cole Holcomb for the remainder of the year, so we need Jamin Davis out there. So he'll be playing. He's good to go. And then the last guy, Trey Turner, got a lot of treatment on his leg, and Rivera said he should be fine. Now, the one guy that's not up here, and that could possibly be a good sign, is that Sam Cosmi wasn't up there, but we know he sustained an injury heading into the bye week too. But him not being up here gives me the notion that he's good and he's going to play Sunday. But it looks like the injury or the bye week rather kind of came at a good time because we had a lot of injuries. Could you imagine if we didn't have a bye week and we had to play a game last Sunday? Woo, bro, I would be nervous. We would be missing a lot of players. But again, it looks like that injury or that bye week came in clutch for us because now we're going to have a lot of guys back for that Giants game. And we're going to need all hands on deck, okay? This is the season. This is why Jonathan Allen is giving out 100 tickets. This is why Ron Rivera is speaking the way he's speaking. This is why the way Jonathan Allen is speaking the way he's speaking, because these guys know that this is pretty much the season. If Washington wants to make a season out of this and go to the playoffs and possibly make some noise, we have to beat the New York Giants, okay? The Giants are derailing, okay, and they lost the last, I want to say they're 1-4-1 in their last 5 or 6 games. So they definitely are derailing, and we have to take advantage of that, man. We got to beat these guys, okay? The Eagles just exposed them and just flooded them and just beat them up badly. So we gotta find a way to do that too. Scott Turner, Taylor Heineke, y'all gotta be watching that film, man, and be licking your chops, bro. We gotta take advantage of these guys, man. I so badly want to go to the game this Sunday, man. I wish I could be there, bro. I wish God just dropped 2 tickets on my head, man. It was like, hey, bro, we know how big this game is. We know how big of a fan you are. We know that you want to be there. Here goes 2 tickets, man. I want to be there so bad. But if you're going to the game, make sure you're loud. Make sure you're cheering on the boys because we need it. This is pretty much the season. This is the biggest game of the year to date. So we need all the support we can get. But as always, it's my boy Juan Gotti. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. And let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section. As always, it's my boy Juan Gotti. I'm out. Peace.
Cross me one time, that's gonna get you pop, get you pop, get you drop, slide.